The big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Allen, Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5 o'clock. We are live at 5 right here on 100.9 FM, KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You are listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Coach Q. My co-host this evening is Coach Eug. Say what's up, Coach.
What up, everybody? What up?
Oh, there you are. He's on the mic. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 41, bro. 41. We've been here for almost a year, dude.
We're serious?
We're 11 episodes away from hitting that. Well, really 10 episodes away from hitting that 1 year mark, man. So I'm kind of excited about that.
All right.
I was thinking that maybe Garen can take us out to eat or something like that.
Yeah,
to celebrate 1 year anniversary.
Little roadhouse or something. Yeah.
Little something to eat anyway. But we'll hit him up in a little bit, you know. Hey, we got an exciting show, man. Huge. I was thinking, trying to put our show together every week kind of gets challenging sometimes, but this episode's not that challenging because we talk about a lot of the Winnebago sports that's going around, man, like all over the place, man. We had a lot of stuff going on in Winnebago, and then we had cross country meets, and we had football games, we had volleyball games, junior high, JV,
And that's something I think me and you kind of talk about quite often, is just the fact that there is so much going on in our community, and not just with youth sports, but with adult sports and, our college athletes now. It's just like, I kind of mentioned that when we were talking over the weekend, just like whatever we're doing, something's working. You know what I mean? As far as college athletics and getting kids involved and what the school's got going on, and, always growing and expanding. Exciting times, man.
Yeah, well, hey, before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple of special guests tonight. Members of the community, Winnebago Tribe, and they also are involved with our community golf that's going on here. A lot of things going on in the golf world. Mr. Anthony Earth is here. Say hello, Anthony.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And then we have Mr. Aaron LaPointe.
How's it going, everyone?
And so as I wanted to kind of get you guys introduced kind of early, so you can kind of like maybe chime in on some of the stuff that me and Huge kind of going to talk about, a little pre-interview stuff. Huge was talking about, we must be doing something right in our community. When I say we, I'm talking about like our community itself.
Yep.
There's a lot of people out there, adults in our community, that's donating their time. And that's one huge thing, I guess, that kind of I was looking at about what we're talking about is the time that we have some of these parents and degas and aunties and stuff like that are donating their time to teach these kids a certain sport, these positions, they don't pay no money. It's all about how much you love the game and how much you want to give back to the game. And I think a lot of the younger ones are stepping up, and it's really helping out too, man. So as a community, we're coming together, and we're seeing some really good results from, man, I mean, you guys saw the promo out there. A lot of the things that I'm going to talk about today, or that we're going to discuss today, is Winnebago winning in this sport, winning in this sport. So, man, we're going to get into it, So I know that we're going to go ahead and get into this interview with Anthony and Aaron. So me and Huge, we kind of been talking a lot about golf lately, and these guys' names come up a lot when we talk about what's going on in Winnebago. And every once in a while I'll chat with these guys, but I never get the full lowdown about the progress that it's called the Winnebago Golf Association, correct? Yeah. And then I'm not like, I didn't have the full update of what's going on with the whole thing, and I know that you guys have been doing a lot of meetings and stuff like that. I see you guys downstairs in our building over there, and so I just kind of want to maybe hit you guys up and get you guys up here to kind of discuss that a little bit about what the association is doing, out there.
Yeah, because like I said, we're aware kind of what's happening and whatnot, but let the viewership know, the listenership know, kind of just what led to us with where we are now and kind of where we going.
Yeah, where we going?
I could start out with a little history of we started out as a Winnebago Native American Golf Association back in 1995. there was only a few golfers here in Winnebago back then.
Yeah.
Sam Prue, Andy Thundercloud, Cleve Harden, Dave St. Cyr, Vern Smith.
Oh,
Those were some of the ones that, were golfing already when I started. We started out in 1998 with a Winnebago Casino golf tournament.
okay.
They sponsored us for 6 years through to 2003.
Where'd they hold that one at?
We held that out at 27 Flags.
Oh, yeah,
and it was
I remember
one of
that
the
one.
most. It was one of the most successful Indian golf tournaments in the Upper Midwest at the time.
Yeah.
So then we started our Winnebago Homecoming Celebration Golf Tournament in 1999. So this upcoming year will be our 25th year
Oh,
celebrating. Yeah, so.
Good one right there. Yeah, I only got to play that one a couple times because I always seemed like he was busy doing something during
I didn't even get to play. I'm always singing. I didn't even get to jump in there.
I was always singing or cooking or something, but I still want to play.
Then the way golf's been growing in the last few years, we thought we'd get together again and we come up with the idea of trying to build a golf course.
Yeah.
Because we have about 60 members in the Winnebago Golf Association, and like you guys said, the high school has a team now, and all the programs are starting to sponsor programs too.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club, the Whirling Thunder.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of golfers, and
Yeah.
we see the need for a golf course.
We noticed that the younger ones are really getting interested. I mean, a lot younger, I should say. I used to see like maybe some 5th and 6th graders hitting the ball a little bit, but now you get these little bitty guys out here swinging, and we saw a couple guys this past weekend that looked like they couldn't be anything over 10, 11 years old.
The young guys,
and they were swinging the ball.
But I think that's something that we all kind of discussed and kind of just realized in that realm of just golf in itself, how much I think COVID might have had a lot to do with that, and how much everybody kind of just leaned on that. I know that we kind of talked about, you really don't see a lot of guys going outside playing ball no more. You know what I mean? Like how they used to run games all the time and this and that. It was real popular in our community, but I think everybody kind of started leaning towards golf. And what's really cool is that, you'll see guys come out and play golf around our community where, they might not have the nicest clubs, they don't have the best stuff, but you know what? They're getting out there and they're just getting active with it, and they're learning the game and what it's all about. And I think Haniga, you got a big piece to do with that, just for the fact that you guys have been at this since the 90s.
Yeah.
Trying to get that going, and success. Even at the high school level, I think has helped a lot with the younger generation realizing, like, hey, if these guys can do it, maybe I want to try. Maybe I can do it. And like you said, just like building into like having college golfers, and seeing that that is a real viable option for community kids to go get degrees at using the game of golf.
Yeah.
Our most successful golfer that we trained is Kenny Blackhawk. He ended up being our first golf coach at the high school level. So.
Yeah. Anytime that we're discussing like the golf, whether it be the little guys or even the older ones, stuff like Kenny's name always comes up too. Good instructor, Really, I mean, you always talk about him. Really good instructor. He learned the game from a lot of different angles, is what I was told. So good that he can kind of share some of that experience with the young ones. And yeah, golf's becoming a huge sport out there, man. I was just gonna say, as you guys were talking, I was kind of smiling about something. I was like, there's not too many basketball players. I mean, there are basketball players, but nobody takes off and runs a circuit like you got, like new breed and them used to do back in the day. That nobody runs a circuit anymore. You might get a couple guys hop on squads and take off and go travel a little bit, but all the former basketball players are all golfers now, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to just the past couple outings, the end of the year outings that we had. I mean, almost everybody that's out there played basketball before,
Yeah. Well, let's not forget our other guest, Mr. Aaron LaPointe. Give us kind of your role in the golf association and kind of what what we got going on.
Yeah, I guess so. So it's good to have Haniga come and talk a little bit about the history, because that's a perspective I can't bring to the table. But I guess my involvement started when Haniga and a lot of our other older gentlemen in the community kind of came up with this idea of, I think it's important that we start looking at a golf course don't know if it's because they're all retired now and they don't want to drive as far, but
part of it.
But I think it's our this younger generation's duty to help give back to those guys that have always been serving our community, whether it's Hainaga, I think about your dad Greg and Vince and all those guys, people that have been contributing to our community for a long time, and now they're kind of sitting back and what can we do to help them out? And that's why my involvement came. I'm I feel like we owe something to these guys, and we can really find a way to run with something like this. So, but I thought it was important that we really look at incorporating that Golfers Association within the state and find ways to start raising money and make this a reality, not just a talk that we've talked about for a long time. Like, we need a course. No, let's take some action and try and move it forward. So that's what we've done. Hainaga's really the guy on the ground doing all the work, really. And we try to help out when we can, but I mean, I think these golf tournaments, like we hosted the Powell Golf Tournament, we're trying to really enhance that. Hopefully the 25th anniversary one can be really big, or try to do it big for something like that. But I guess my role they kind of voluntold me to be the president of the association.
Voluntold me.
And
I like that.
But I want to do it for them. I want to do it for our community, because I see just like you guys talked about, the younger generation. My son Aaron likes to golf. All of my friends love to golf. It's one of my favorite hobbies now too. And I think it's important that we bring something like this to our community, because it's really a fun sport. And I think the reason all the basketball players play it now is because it's just as challenging. Everybody thinks you can just go out there and hit a ball and it ain't nothing, but until you actually go out, you're like, oh, maybe I ain't that good at this. But yeah, I guess trying to get all this structure in place, and I can't think of the date, but Hainaga could probably cover when we actually were incorporated within the state and were identified as an official nonprofit.
Yep.
May
22nd
of this year.
Yeah.
We just got certified as a nonprofit 501c3.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Now we can start raising money. So if you know anybody that wants to give money away, hit us up.
But for real, I mean, what I was gonna say is, I know that we've done this before. There's a lot of listeners out there that aren't from, or that don't live in Winnebago, and there's people that are just sport fanads that listen to the show and stuff, and there could possibly be somebody out there that would like to either sponsor or at least donate to the cause, So you guys, if you guys are interested in helping the Winnebago Golf Association with this project, you guys hit Aaron up, hit Aaron or Anthony up for any information, So and you can always leave messages in the Big Voice inbox just to for contact information or whatever. So we try to utilize the platform that we have to try to help out with that kind of stuff. So
that's why I decided to come on the show today, because that's really what it's about.
Let's go. So
now we can actually accept some money, and one of our first phases is to raise money to come up with a design. We've done surveys over the last year or two to kind of get a feel for the amount of people participating in golf in the community, so we can really show a need. And then we also did a survey of a location. I identified a couple locations that could possibly become a reality for us, and I think we've kind of narrowed it down to a location, and really it's going to find a way to get access to that so we can. But I think if we can raise some money and get a real design, so we can get a number, a picture that we can sell, and really
for sure. You guys have been looking through it. Are we thinking 9? Are we thinking 18? What do you guys kind of? The dream's 18.
I would love to have a nice, huge 18-hole course and whatever that looks like. But I think we have to be realistic too. It's not cheap to do these things. And if we're going to be raising money for something like this, it's not going to be easy. But there's no reason not to be planning for something huge. But really, we just want to bring something to the community as soon as we can. We have a high school team now. I see like my son participated in first tee at Whirling Thunder. It's happening. There's going to be a huge flow of golfers coming into the high school, and I think if we had our home course.
That makes a big difference for the community and the different programs, just because like you're busing kids to sites, right? And then you're paying first tee instructor, and then eventually we're going to have our own first tee instructor. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have that for the youth age. We're going to be able to host our own youth tournaments during the summer to help our kids grow. I guess a great example I can give you guys was the year that Haina made it to state. They lost to Columbus Scotus. Columbus Scotus ended up winning as a team, and one kid went as an individual. Seen the coach at another tournament that we took him to like a week after state got done, and speaking with him, he's telling me that this was the first group from Columbus that started out with first tee. They started out like as 7, 8-year-olds, and they stuck with it. And then this was the first group that decided as a high school team, hey, we're not going to play any other sports. We're just going to golf. And then they walked away with the state tournament. You know what I mean? Like 4 guys in the top 10 kind of attitude. You know what I mean? Just playing amazing. But I guess it's a rare example. But I mean, that's kind of like a goal for everybody in the community, I think, is just to have kids have success, right? And it feels like it's a tough game, but at the same time, I think it just challenges you so much mentally, and just your emotions and how to keep them in check and things. And we were just having that discussion, but I think that's something that everybody enjoys of the game of golf.
Yeah.
No matter how good or bad you are, even if you're a skilled golfer, you're still going to struggle in spots.
Yeah, golf's a sport for all ages. I know that
Exactly.
for sure, man. Especially for us older ones. You get a day off from work or or hit it up on a weekend morning and just take off out there, and you need to get some peace and quiet. Hey, go on the golf courses, peace and quiet. Maybe till after that fourth shot you hit into the cornfield, and then it probably get loud. But anyway, but yeah. So that's good information, you guys. Anthony, I was gonna ask you a question. I remember, man, way back in the day, man, I used to work security out to Winnevegas, and I remember seeing a blueprint of a golf course that they had planned for putting out by Winnevegas. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there was.
Whatever happened to that?
It's probably still out there somewhere.
I mean,
Ron Knorr
idea.
was the one that come up with that drawing and stuff too. He made me walk through the whole 9 holes with him, 18 holes with him. It was heading down towards the west part of the property down there, and they had a meeting one time. The tribal council did, and Ron just happened to step out, and these guys from Oklahoma, I think, were giving a presentation, and that tribal council asked them about a golf course, and they told them, well, it's going to cost you $2 million a hole. So the council just said, forget about that.
Oh, man.
Which is way over.
Oh,
Yeah.
I always thought, and then we even talked about that again, that maybe at some point that we will still get the golf course out by Winnevegas, to draw in more crowds and stuff like that, but then also have something that you guys are working on over here in Winnebago. That would be ideal right there,
Mm-hmm.
A home course is ideal. A home course, because I know even like some of the kids that golf, I know your boys that golf and your nephews that golf. My boy golfs. Everybody goes to Pender over there. It's the closest one. Kind of not the cheapest, but it's relatively cheap for a season pass, And we kind of call that our home course over there. But man, it'd be great to have our own home course here. So I know that you guys are working on that. So anyway, so what about the issue of land? I was wondering, like, have you guys had that discussion already with other people, or is that something that's still in the works?
Well, I guess once we actually get a definite answer on a location, there's not really a ton of land that the tribe owns that would be available for a golf course, but there's a lot of allotment land here on the reservation, and the one of the top locations through our survey was this huge allotment piece that I think if we really want to move forward in that direction, we would have to work with our local leadership at the tribal level, looking at putting together a strategy of either buying out some of those allottees or finding ways to gain access or get a long-term lease or something.
I see.
I mean, I'm hoping that our community would be on board with it, our leadership would be on board with something like this. But that's always gonna potentially be an issue, but that's something that the Golfers Association, that I guess I could bring some expertise to the table on of helping us get that, because really that's going to be the toughest thing.
Yeah, I think that's going to be like just pushing forward, like just the thinking of pushing forward, right? And that's always what we're trying to get at, is what's the next big idea, or what's feasible, what can be afforded. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we, raising the funds for things? And I just think that forward thinking that the Golf Association has, and just for the high school in general, and top of in trying to include the youth sports, like you said, what'd you say the numbers were again of golfers in Winnebago right now?
I think you said 80.
We had about 60 that
60.
signed up,
Correct,
but there's more golfers than that.
That was 60 adults.
With adults,
with all the
adults.
kids, with all the kids, it was probably around 100 golfers.
You think about even those young, and a lot of them are younger adults as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 30 and under, pretty much, and then eventually their kids are going to be golfing because their parents are golfing, and it's just going to continue to grow from there. I think so.
Yeah, just thinking about like the average family that has their kids out for like football and basketball and stuff like that. That's only a selected few. Out of the entire school, and a lot of kids that don't get into sports. They might not go for high school sports because I didn't play when I was younger, so I'm kind of feel out of place or whatever. Golf is a sport that, hey man, anybody can try this sport and be good at it. I mean, just for an example, my little nephew Zane, he's a theater guy. He's a choir guy. He's a singer and stuff like that, an actor
too.
And a gamer. But man, he tried golf out and he loves it. And he found out that he can actually be good at a sport that involves physical activity and stuff. And I think he found love with it, man. That's great. So
yeah. Well, speaking of that, let's transition into this past Monday. Golf Association actually helped take our little local team here from Winnebago, and went out and participated in the LNI Golf 2023. Me and Coach Q here had the great opportunity to go coach these boys, kind of as a club team, traveling, representing Winnebago, head on up there to LNI. And I believe, how many do you have, Q? How many teams were there again?
I believe there were 8 to 10 teams in there. And they were from all over South Dakota, North Dakota.
5 had full teams. A full team just needed to consist of 3 or more. And then there was like 7 or 3 other schools that were just represented by 2 or 1 or whatnot. So I believe there was 8 teams total. But Winnebago, bring home a little hardware, folks.
Yeah, a little hardware.
We had 5 golfers in the top 15 out of the whole tournament. There were 31 golfers. 30. Oh, that's the numbers wrong, right? Yeah, 31 golfers total, and we had 5 in the top 15. Zane Bassett came out and shot a 101. Jerry Earth came out and shot a 100. That was 14 and 13. Oscar Earth breaks the top 10, earns himself a medal with a 99. And then we have Rakeem Free Bass, his first meet ever, by the way. He's a freshman. First time he ever came out in golf, shoots a 95. And then the anchor, Mahena Eugene Jr., comes out and shoots a 90. And with that, they had a combined team score of 284, which was good enough for second. Third place was 292. White River ended up winning it with a team score of 261, and one of their golfers took first place. Mr. Bryson One Star shot at 80. A solid number out of that guy. And then their second place guy was 84.
We saw a few of his putts from way back there. He was solid.
Down. That's what Jerry was golfing against, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Then the team, what do you say, White River?
Yeah, White River.
White River, they were defending champs too. And I think they actually got a pretty decent coach up there that's a good golfer.
It was one of Kenny's teammates from the
Vegas one.
It was at the powwow tournament. He was one of Kenny's teammates. Kenny brought him down, and that's like you said. You hear Kenny's name all over the place, and
you just too scared to ask him what his name was.
That wasn't Mike Beard, was it?
Might have been. Yeah, but I sent a picture.
Big dude?
Yeah, I sent a picture. To, you guys are kind of those that are watching on Facebook and YouTube. You're seeing pictures right now of the team. Like I said, 3 brought home individual medals, and the team itself came in second. And just kind of a crazy day for them, but they stepped up. They represented Winnebago well, represented the Golf Association well, and like I said, this is the first time that Winnebago's ever got to compete as a team. This is the first team that we've had and able to take for like a little AAU tournament or whatnot, what it is, and a great showing from the boys. Like I said, having 5 in the top 15, kind of a big deal. You really don't see a lot of schools doing that. Even in our local high school area, you don't see a lot of that. Normally you've got 1 or 2 guys that are kind of carrying the team. The other guys are all over the place. But to have 5 guys shoot almost sub 100, I mean, that's solid for the future, leading into next spring season and whatnot. And the boys are super excited. They're already talking about, what kind of scores do we need to get to state? And, it's super exciting. Like I said, you got my nephews and, having Zane and Kimmy on there. I mean, honestly, Kimmy's first time participating, super surprised and super proud of him, what he did out there.
Yeah, I was just telling Anthony earlier, too, is like, Rakeem never, he'd been golfing since he was like 2 years old, but he never actually kept score or anything like that. And he's always hit the ball straight ever since he was a little guy. And now he kind of grew into my clubs, He's like 5'8", 5'9", and he can swing those clubs good. So he still hits the ball straight. But yeah, there's some good pictures right there. Is that my phone, Huge, or your phone?
That's my phone, man.
Man, yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say congratulations to those boys
Good job,
too.
fellas.
You know? And they you like those jerseys?
I like the gear.
Yeah.
He said, shout out to Aaron, man.
They got
sponsoring.
some good Under Armour swag. Right there, sponsored by Ho-Chunk Farms.
They're not wearing the hats. Their hair was too pretty. They said.
Hey, I know that they had their cool. They had their cool hats, and all of them's like, not. They're all kind of messing with their hair. Like, oh man, if I put this hat on, it's gonna mess my hair up. And then every one of them complaining about being sunburnt later.
I bet White River had all hats on.
Yeah, they did too.
Keep that hair out of their eyes.
Yeah, that sun out of their eyes too.
But that course that we played on up there, it was kind of a hilly course. I think 1 and 3, it was pretty much going straight uphill. You know what I mean? Do you guys struggle on big hilly courses? Your guys' opinion?
Yep.
It's just hard to measure the distance because you got to take in the elevation factor.
Yeah, and then
If you don't have a rangefinder, it could be really hard.
if you don't hit the ball straight, you're gonna be like walking even further up that hill. You know, it's crazy because that first Raheem started on hole number 4, which was at the top of the hill.
Real quick, we made a decision. We both got there because we had to show up a little late for whatever reason, and then we pull in the course, and the coach, you see how the coach with the carts, and we look at Q and said, we'll just walk. We'll be all right. He's like, all right, yeah, we'll be all right. So then
I walked to the first hole. To Raheem was at the very top of the hill. Got up to the top of the hill, and I was like, man, I got 17 more holes to walk. I said, I'm going to get that cart. but you guys, what you just trying to tell you guys that course was like, it was like almost straight up a hill, and then you had to hit downhill, so you had to go to the bottom of the hill, hit a couple balls, and then go back up to the top of the hill for the next one, hit it back over here, then go back down the hill again. You got to do that twice per 9. And so
there's White River right there. That's the first
there you
place
go.
team.
Nice. And there was a one of the groups that was going. Every time they got past the 9, every time they got to the next hole, they would lay down and put their bags on, go sit in the shade
All
for
right,
a while.
hold on. I'm asking a quick question. Who shot the 80? Looking at that picture right there.
The little guy.
Haniga? What's your guess? The guy with the brother purple? It was the little guy.
Was it?
That little guy shot the 80.
That's
yeah.
holding that plate. That was him.
Yeah, that was the guy who shot the 80.
Oh,
He's the one who
man.
got first. And then that Steve Becker, he's that kind of taller guy with glasses. That's who I think Jerry was golfing against him.
Is that mic right there you talking about, Hannah?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
that's-
like him, yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah, he claimed that Pender's the hottest golf course he ever golfed on. Because remember during Bangor Powell weekend?
was hot.
Oh, man.
Hot this year.
That was a tough one. But yeah, he was super excited. He was having fun. He had a lot of good things to say about Kenny. He's golfed him a lot, and he was even trying to recommend some different courses we get to when we get up there, when we come visit up there and whatnot. But no, just a super exciting time for the boys.
Yeah, good show out, man. It's a confidence booster for all of them. I think just like anytime, you know, whatever these sports, if you come back with hardware, you know, into these sports, and you got stories to tell, and these teenagers, I mean, they were doing their little video blogs and all kind of, you know, I don't know what TikToks and all that kind of stuff, and they enjoyed themselves. It was a good trip out of town. So yeah, thanks for all the help, for all the people who donated some money during those fundraisers. Thanks to Aaron and your crew for the donations of the gear. Yep. And the boys represented you guys very well.
Yeah, I got to shout out Ho-Chunk Farms on that one, the Pony Expresses, and who am I missing? You?
Yep.
And Aaron. Yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, it made the boys look good. They felt confident. They all made the call in the khaki shorts, and like I said, it makes a difference.
And I hope it kind of makes you guys feel kind of a little bit better too, kind of about what the work that you guys are doing right now. You know, knowing that there's some up and coming youngsters that really love this sport too. And then we was even talking about 3 of them are going to graduate this year, so that means like
two of them.
2 of them.
Zane, yeah, Zane is 2. Yeah.
Yeah, 3. We got 3 of the seniors, and then G's a sophomore. Junior.
So
Oh, he's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
Then
Yeah.
sophomore and a freshman. So, one thing I know I love to do on the sports show is to try to help recruit. You know, golf is becoming a huge sport, and we're seeing a lot of things are going to happen in the near future. So, you listeners out there, if you want your kids to be, you know, interested in a sport like golf, or if they are interested or anything like that, you know, we'll use this as a recruitment too. Like get them out there. You know, usually anything that has to do with golf or with these kids, it's always posted on Facebook, either the school or Whirling Thunder or Boys and Girls Club.
There's 2 golfers coming up out of 8th grade that I'm already aware of, Prince and OC. So, once those other guys leave, those 3 leave, they're still reloading. You know what I'm saying? The team's going to be there for the next couple of years at least. So,
and one thing I know we were talking about too is like, golf. Really, golf is kind of an expensive sport. To get out there and play, get on the course all the time and whatnot. But when you got programs that we do, like here in Winnebago, we have programs that actually will pay for the lessons and to get out there on the course and stuff like that to learn the game. Man, take advantage of it, because it's an expensive sport. And with the programs, your kid might even be able to do this stuff for free. And then who knows, down the road, if they get good at it, they can go and head down after high school and go play college golf somewhere, and maybe help them pay their schooling out there and get their education like that. We always talk about that.
Yeah, that's one big thing we've been talking about at the association level too, is after getting some of that data of how many people golf, there were some questions about how much you spend on golf a week and all that.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important we bring something close. You start eliminating the factor of paying for fuel, and then you start looking at tribal member discounts. If we're running a golf course that is more for a social service instead of maximizing profits, then I mean that's our goal. We don't want our Winnebago golf course to be the most profitable golf course in Nebraska. We want it to serve our people.
Yeah.
And we got to find a balance to where we're still making it work and keeping it sustainable. But one of our main goals is just to give access to that, because some of these kids in Winnebago don't have the access to hop in a car, go pay $20 to play 9 up in Pender or in South Sioux or something. They don't have that luxury.
Or even have that access to rent clubs.
And it's kind of our goal just to really bring that access to our community, and who knows, we might help some youth that want to find some identity within a sport, and golf might be that for them. And if we can do that for a couple of people, that's success in my eyes. And
totally agree.
But one thing before, I don't know if we plan on talking about something else, but our Golfers Association, it's kind of cool, the structure of it. We from Hainaga all the way to Kelsey's a college golfer, a tribal member. We have a huge variety, and it's a pretty diverse group from women to men, from older to younger. And I think it's important that we bring all those perspectives together to really design something that fits all the needs. Yeah. It's not just what our elders, our older gentlemen want, our older women want in a golf course, but it's what our college athletes want. It's what just your typical guy that wants to go out and golf on the weekends wants. We're hoping that we can design something that really touches base on all of that. And that's why I don't have a list of our members, but I think it'd be good to recognize all of them, because we're not getting paid to do this. Yeah. So there's a lot of people on here that designate a lot of time just to really want to see something happen for us. So
is membership open?
Yeah, well, we haven't really come up with a design for how that's actually going to play out for membership. We don't want to charge these huge fees to be a member or anything, and we just want to develop a group that can be insightful, that can bring strong perspectives and really find ways to come together to do something.
Yeah, so maybe we could just put it out there. If anybody that's not a member yet that is listening, or maybe you're listening and one of your relatives likes to golf and they're not a member of the golf association yet, reach out to Anthony or Aaron, and they can get you signed up and stuff like that, and we can make this membership go even higher, show more interest.
And you can share we have a board.
Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout out to our board of directors. Vince Bass, Corey Cleveland, Kelsey DeCora, Travis Mallory, and Tony Wood. Our 5 board of directors.
Very cool. Big shout out to you guys, and thank you for all your work.
And Aaron's our chairman, I'm the secretary, and Brooke DeCora is the treasurer.
Yeah, it sounds like
staying busy.
Yes, but it sounds like a lot of experience in the sport too. Just all those people that you named too. So, hey, Anthony, I don't know if you guys are gonna be heading out pretty soon, but I wanted to say something before you guys did. I wanted to say, Pinigi, thank you for earlier. You mentioned some names that kind of started off with this golf thing back in the day with you, and those names that those guys aren't around any longer. And one of the things that I enjoy about our show is that when you talk about all these different sports, we get to hear these names again, and sometimes it gets me choked up to hear these names and stuff like that. But I want to say thank you to you mention Vernon's name, those other gentlemen that had passed on, they really love the sport. And then also, a big shout out, and then also rest in peace to one of our past golfers too. I saw your post earlier this week about a relative, Mick Decora, passing away. He was a real avid golfer too, and I remember when I was a young guy getting out there golfing with you guys that he was always out there with you guys, so I always saw him on the course.
Oh, Mick Armel.
Mick Armel,
Yeah.
sorry.
We called, he was, he didn't like to mess around. He'd get out there and golf. We called him Mick the Quick, because he'd just get up there and hit the ball. No practice swings or nothing.
Yeah.
We always enjoyed our time with him.
Yeah,
Kind of miss him too.
Yeah, I saw your stories that somebody said he golfed 9 or 18 holes in the rain. Is that true? Yeah. So, well, anyway, man, I just wanted to do that. Say
I want to
that.
give another big shout out to Sam Prue, my
Yeah.
little brother. Yeah, he's been very instrumental in all that we're doing here.
Good. Oh yeah. And he even gave a shout out to us. So, hey, thanks for listening, Sammy. And hey, and also thank you for all the knowledge that you pass on down to our younger generation. Even though you never want to play on my squad. No, but man, back in. Okay, I'm gonna take you back, Huge. Back in 1992, I was going to school at Wayne State, and Sammy Prue was down there going to school at Wayne State. I got on his intramural basketball team and brought him a championship down there. His team was kind of at the low end, but when I got down there, we won the shit.
I don't know. Sam might have to confirm that one.
But I found out that Sammy was going to school down there, but he was on the golf team, and that's how he got his schooling paid for, bro. That's
cool.
how he got his schooling paid for, man. He's a heck of a golfer, man. So
He's still a heck of a golfer.
And then Sammy, I think we even brought it up earlier this season during the summer that Sammy had walked away with a couple of senior championships too, huh, Hannah?
He's a two-time defending Siouxland Senior Golfer of the Year.
Ooh, that's good accolades right there. Well, Anthony,
Representing.
Aaron, I want to say thank you to you guys for coming in and sharing not only your knowledge but also sharing with the listeners and the people all about the Winnebago Golf Association and everything behind it. And I think Aaron has one more thing to say.
Well, the board's meeting tomorrow, and we're trying to plan we're gonna have like a cookout or something, just to kind of celebrate actually being certified as a 501c3, getting incorporated through the state, and kind of bring all the golfers together to talk about what we want to do and bring in more perspectives, bring in a bigger crowd. I know we got about 60 people.
And we do have our own checking account now, so.
There you go.
Yeah, we want to have a cookout, and just we've done a few of them just to kind of build some momentum early. When we start talking about this idea, we'd cook up over at the Villages Park under that structure over there.
The statue garden, your little awning you got over there, pavilion.
But we want to do something like that in the near future, so the board will put something together to kind of let everybody know, like, hey, we got everything that we want to get done. Now let's really get to work.
Okay. Well,
so be looking for that.
As soon as you guys get the flyer out or whatever, send it up here to Bethany, man. She'll post and we'll get it all over the place, man, and help you guys out. We'll also do some recruiting over the radio for you guys too.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks again, guys, for all your work, all your help, and all your words today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys.
You are listening to 100.9 FM KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. This is the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Coach Q, and I'm joined today with my co-host, Coach DJ Eug.
What up?
Hey, bro, I put on my promo today. I put Coach DJ Eug because listen to your show again last night, man. Bro, I like when you play the oldies, man. I like when you play the oldies on that power show. What do you call your power show?
Oh, Weekend Jammers.
The Weekend
Every
Jammers,
Tuesday
man.
at
Let's
5.
go, man. Every Tuesday at 5, ladies and gentlemen, you got to listen in. I remember on your very first episode, man, I heard a couple songs from John D and the Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Man, brought me way back, bro.
Yeah,
brought me
like I
way
said,
back from when I was
that's
just
the
a
goal
little
there,
kid.
man. Just play the music, man. Want to hear that music, keep it alive. That's what it takes.
Bro, I remember sitting there as a little guy watching those guys sing because we were sitting right next to them. Machoka PJ and Ruben, all those guys, they were Grey Wolf singers, and I remember little guys sitting there, and they were underneath the main
drum
thing,
arbor.
the drum arbor, and John D and the Boys would be next to us and shit. those guys be singing, boy. They be singing, man.
Yeah, like I said, you ever hear recordings of old John D, man? I think that was something else, man, for real. Yeah. But hey, move us on here, man. Let's go. We're back to the topics of the week. We're talking about all our local sports now.
So, bro, I was talking earlier about this week was just so crazy for me, and I know it was crazy for you too. I mean, I'm looking at all the things that happen in our community and traveling, our teams traveling and stuff like that. Man, we got football games, bro. I try to make all these things. So I'm gonna start off with the volleyball game from last week. After our episode last week, then I think it was on Thursday or Saturday, something like that. That the girls volleyball team played Bancroft, bro.
Yeah, that was a good game.
They played Bancroft, bro, and our girls been hungry for a win, man. They've been doing so good, and then like at the end of those games, like we commentated that one, right toward the end of the game, then it kind of seems like they fizzle out. And then all of a sudden, then they do real good again, and then they fizzle out. And I think we even talked about, hey, there's going to be a game where they get over the hump.
Yep, everything kind of comes together.
Bro, I watched that Bancroft game. Man, that was like the hypest that I saw Winnebago volleyball in a long time.
I agree. I think there's a lot of height up front. It's not, humongous or nothing like that, but the girls are hungry. They're getting after it. The seniors are trying to lead them, trying to get things moving. They went into, and I think they took second, even over the weekend, they took second in the all-native tournament that had Santee, Bago, Wall Hill, and Omaha Nation. Took second out of there, lost to Omaha Nation in a tight battle, but then when they go back and play them last night down in Omaha Nation, down there in Macy, and they take them to 5 sets and then lose by 2.
Oh, goodness.
And what was crazy was that Winnebago last night was in the driver's seat. They were up 2-1. So a lot of credit to Omaha Nation for coming back and winning 2 in a row there.
Yeah.
Like Winnebago had them on the ropes, but that Omaha Nation team, what did we read somewhere that they're ranked number 1 right now in their sub-district or in their district?
Yeah, I think that was on Facebook earlier today. It sounds like they're the top team in their district right now.
So I mean, a lot of credit to Bago. It shows you, and like I said, everything that we've been seeing, they have all the talent there. It's there, it's just coming together now as a team. And I think last night was a big step forward as well, getting their first dub that we're talking about right now against Bancroft, and then playing really well against a really good Omaha Nation team.
Yeah.
And it's just build momentum and create that sisterhood with each other. And Darla's doing a heck of a job with them because you're seeing the growth every game. You know what I mean?
That's what you want to see. You want to see a little development from game to game. And we used to say this too, especially about these high school sports, is all these games, all these regular season games, they're just quizzes. They're just quizzes for the final test, which is the postseason, and you just got to try to do as good as you can in these quizzes and stuff. And right now, Winnebago, with good momentum, playing really good, and I do got to give a shout out to Omaha Nation girls volleyball team. We do have some listeners that have been listening to the last couple episodes, and they've been liking what we've been saying. So I do want to give a shout out to you girls for winning the tournament up here, the all-in tournament in Winnebago. Yep. And then also winning that set the other night or last night or whenever that was.
Yeah, last
night. Coming from behind, being from behind and coming back and being a really tough Winnebago team. They're getting pretty good. So.
And shout out to my Lula. Everybody kind of propped her up and she came in well, started serving well last night. We had them get a couple good comebacks and. So shout out to Lula.
Yeah, was Brooke being real loud over there in the crowd?
No, we didn't even get to go, man. We were busy moving.
Oh, man.
Moving boxes. Didn't even get to, so again, when you don't go to watch your kids, they play good, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll be there, though. We'll be at the next one.
Live stream, bro.
Yeah, we did. We went home and watched the highlights.
Yeah, so shout out to the Omaha Nation girls volleyball, but also shout out to Winnebago's girls volleyball. You girls are all doing a splendid job.
Just moving in the right direction.
And just keep it going, man. I mean, yeah, you guys got done playing each other now. We got the rival games out of the way. Now let's go out and start beating all these other small towns.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, so that was volleyball. Anyway, football, bro. St. Francis.
Bago finally showed up.
Bro, this is what I was talking about. My schedule was crazy, man. I drove out to St. Francis to go watch a football game. It was actually St. Francis's homecoming this past Saturday night when Bago came to town. And when I say Bago came to town, I mean Bago came to town.
I seen that score,
bro.
Man. I seen that.
Bro, I got there, man. It's like almost a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
And it's just a boring drive. I mean, I probably fell asleep about 7 times. And then once we get there, kickoff just happened about a minute and a half. And all of a sudden, then I look up on the board. Bagels down 6 snaps.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh man, is this gonna be what kind of game is this gonna be? But I guess they must have scored on their first drive.
Okay.
Somehow, just caught Winnebago off guard, and then after that, man, there was a 56 points after that, 56-6. I think the final score was, man.
56-0 run.
Man, so shout out to first of all, shout out to the coaching staff for doing a heck of a job. Not only the game and the dub, but man, traveling that far with a whole bunch of teenage boys, man, it's crazy. I bet you that bus smelled
We had a few with us this weekend. It was crazy.
But that bus smelled like corn chips.
Quick question then, like, what was some of the highlights of the defense that you took away? I mean, obviously giving up that first drive, but is there a certain guy you seen get a little more tackles than the next? Is it more of team tackling? That's something we always talk about during the streams, the gang tackling, but like, what's Winnebago kind of getting back after?
Well, I kind of went live on my Facebook feed, and I was saying Doc's name a lot about defense.
Okay.
He was getting there. He was getting that quarterback. Quarterback was one of those ones, kind of like Michael Vick, kind of carried the ball one hand, didn't tuck it away and stuff. So man, the quarterback got nailed a couple times and lost the ball. So shout out to Docs, shout out to Caden.
Caden Kennedy. Yep.
No, Caden Brownrig.
Oh, Brownrig.
He got 2 picks, almost 2 pick sixes. One was a pick, and he almost ran all the way back. He got knocked out about the 10 or something like that. Caught it about the midway point, and then another one he caught about the same point, and then dodged his way all the way back, scored a touchdown.
Nice.
So,
Congrats. Because he was out last year, so it's great to hear his name right now.
Dude, defense was off the hook, and I'm going to give him a shout-out, man, because he actually came out of retirement. When I say that, he had a bad knee injury, and he got surgery and stuff. Came back, and he played summer ball with the JV boys this summer. Took him around to some tournaments and stuff like that. And he got to play, man. And you know what? Him and his dad both thanked me. Said, "Hey, man, thanks for letting him play." I said, "He's part of the team."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, he didn't know how he was going to go." So, man, shout out to Caden, man, for just showing that story. He's got a good story now, bro. He's got a good story, man. I came back from injury, man, and and then this is one of the parts of his story that he got 2 picks on St. Francis' homecoming night.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So how about offense? How'd the offense look out there?
Man, our offense, though, like especially against a team that doesn't have a good defensive line. And Charles played quarterback, bro.
I was about to say, I've talked to him earlier in the season.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that question, but I think that's kind of the different sets they're throwing at. I don't think there's really a true quarterback this year.
No, because I know Elijah started quarterback the first game. Then I heard that, what's his name? Malvin is one of the quarterbacks too. And then they had Antrell quarterbacking against St. Francis. Hey, that's a good combo right there, because Antrell, he could take it out of the shotgun and just already be like almost at full speed,
So the Wildcat, right?
Wildcat.
It's the Wildcat for him. And like I said, we had a conversation. If Antrell hears it, as people are listening, ask him about it, because we talked to each other in the Whirling Thunder hallway one day, and I told him that. I was like, hey, man, you might have to play quarterback this year.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you want the ball in your playmakers' hands, and Winnebago's offense is very quarterback run heavy. You know what I mean? We're quarterback run heavy.
He threw a couple times, but most of it was just rollouts, man.
Yeah.
And rollouts or dives. But they did throw the ball. I think they had Elijah for quarterback a few plays, and he threw the ball a couple times, got some good receptions. Winnebago just played a good all-around game. And
good to hear.
I guess
we get to host them next week, right? They're back in town next week, finally.
Let's go. Finally, homecoming, man.
Yeah, excited for that one, man.
Definitely going to reach out Winnebago football. If you guys are listening, we're going to get a couple of you guys on here for next week's show.
Yeah,
week
definitely
of homecoming
definitely
edition.
For homecoming, yeah.
Let's go. Hey, so shout out to the coaching staff, man, and whoever drove that bus, man, shout out to you, man, because that was a long ride. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about Bagel Cross Country. But before I get into Bagel Cross Country, I'm going to give a quick shout out, man. I'm going to give a shout out to Haskell's Cross Country team. Haskell's Cross Country team down in Lawrence, Kansas. They got I believe it's the conference team of the week.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
And I believe they're the number one ranked running team in their conference.
And shout out to Winnebago's own Dami Baird's on that team, doing really well.
He is, man. We've been talking about him the last couple of episodes, bro. Yep. He's been placing at those meets, but also his teammates been placing too. So
makes a big difference.
I bet you that feels good, man, having a good squad like that, So which brings us to this. Winnebago Cross Country. I know that they went to on
Pender.
Thursday, this past Thursday, they went to Pender, and most of them call it our home course because it's the closest one. And yeah,
It's your results right
The
there.
results
They
for
place
the Pender
play
one, man.
6 kids down there, right?
yeah. So the Kimmy, a second in the junior high girls. Caden and Keitel got 3rd and 4th for the junior high boys. Tressa got 7th place for the high school girls.
Miss Big Bear.
And then LaKeven Smith, man, he got 5th place in the high school boys. And bro, this is another event that I went to. I went to go watch them, and Winnebago's got some good runners. We don't have a lot of runners, but we got some good runners.
I'll tell you this though, about with our cross country and even during our track season, that's something that I'm not even kidding you. Me and Jeff Barrett had a conversation yesterday. We were waiting for the Walk and Wellness kids to come back, and it feels like Winnebago has another avenue to get kids to school, and that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like the running, like there's a real opening for high school kids to take it serious and get after it. Because again, you don't just have to be a ball player no more, right? You don't just have to be a football player no more. There's so many more options for you, and this right here is proving that. Hey, these kids are legit. You know what I mean? Like we got some runners, and they're placing in our conference and everything, and all you're gonna do is get gooder and gooder. They say, right?
Hey man, so along with that, I mean, I just now announced the winners from Winnebago, but while I was there, I saw a lot more of our own people.
Homer boys, right?
So,
John's boys.
So John's got 2 boys running. I think one's name is Jessup, and what's the other one's name? Oh man, what's his name? Anyway, so shout out to John Snowball's boys, man. Those guys some good runners, man. And then also Rhiannon Walker has
Junius and Jessup. 15th and 9th at that same meet.
Ooh, shout out you boys. And then Rylan.
Yeah, Rylan.
Rylan also is been running for Homer. And then also grandson KJ Blackhawk. I saw him in that same meet, and he's running for Bancroft. So, you know, seen a lot of them out there. They're out there busting their buns, you know, in this new sport. So, also let's go. You know, the junior high kids also placing too. So,
a lot of upside. Man. Look at it like that, right? There's a ton of upside for Winnebago running in the near future here. You know, finish the season strong, keep getting after it, keep training hard. Don't let up. Just keep going.
Now, if you're a basketball player, right? If you love basketball and you already know you're gonna play for basketball, and you're not out for football, boy and girl, you better get to cross country, because that's some good training right there to get you ready for basketball season.
That's one thing we had talked about with Kimmy. Even, you know, he got to come golf with us at the LNI tournament. What made a big difference for him was that his cross country kind of transitioned into the golfing, because just so you guys know, at this level, there's no carts. They're walking, and we didn't bring no push carts for them. They carried those clubs through 18 holes, and the average golfer walks around 5 to 6 miles walking, and also, playing 18 holes.
Like we said earlier, the hills. They had to walk up the hill 4 times.
And you know what? And for him, it seemed like it was no sweat, right?
Yeah.
And then like the other golfers that he was golfing with, like they're all sitting down, they're tired after about 9 holes, they're done for. Kimmy's like, let's go next hole. It made a big difference, man.
And remember, we were talking about that late in that second 9. We were talking about that. Look at Rakeem's not even tired.
Yeah.
Everybody else is all tired. Look. And then he was like, man, that's because he's been running cross country every day for the last couple of months. So, shout out to the cross country program.
Me and you go golf. Me and you go golf and walk 18. We'll see who wins then. That's a good look. Come on, let's go. Bro, and carry the clubs. And carry them clubs.
It'll take us about 2 days to do that, bro.
You wouldn't even show up.
All right. So anyway, that was cross country, man. Winnebago did great in cross country. All right, here we go. Junior high boys. They played Homer, I believe it was on Monday.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And they took home the dub right there. I saw a couple videos. I didn't get to that game. That's one game that I didn't get to, and I didn't get to see any highlights.
I was busy with fall ball that night, I think. We were out of town, right?
Yeah. But I heard Winnebago did a real good job.
Undefeated. 3-0.
And I want to say a shout out to whoever their Pee Wee coaches are, and a shout out to the junior high coaches, man, because you know, like junior high coaches right now, whoever the coaches are, I don't know who they are. You know who the junior high coaches are?
No, I know one of them's that Silas, the one I ordered our baseball jerseys from.
Oh, okay.
And then
is it
you're gonna make me think, man. I don't have it on top of my head
Waterman?
right now. Yeah, Waterman.
Okay,
There you go.
okay.
Yeah, it was Waterman.
So shout out to those coaches, man. You guys are doing a really good job out there. And then also shout out to those Pee Wee coaches that taught those boys the ropes, because I know that our Winnebago's Pee Wee football program has been pretty successful in the last few years, man. So we're seeing the great how would you say
it's
the
the
results?
development part of
Yeah,
it. It's the kind of like the result of it.
The
you know
results
what I mean? Like
of that stuff,
in a lot of these local teams that they're playing in junior high, they got to play them in the Pee Wee League. You know, the Homers and the Penders and the Wisners and Emersons.
Yeah.
You know, they played all these guys in the Pee Wee League. And I mean, I think the only one, like this team that's playing right now, this specific 7th and 8th grade group back in 2 years ago when they were 5th and 6th grade, I mean, the past, I want to say maybe 3 years, Winnebago was in that championship game. Now, that's a goal for Winnebago right now, is to bring home a Pee Wee championship. They haven't done it yet since we've been in the league. And I know that we've had 4 to 5 chances.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody give you their reasons why and this and that. But hey, it's got to happen soon, man.
It's so crazy, man, because my 2 boys are in high school now, and I just remember going and watching them play in Pee Wee leagues, and
Yeah.
I remember Drake and Cedric were their coaches, and Drake and Cedric are still young, so I'm like, man, I'm getting old, man. So hey, bro, let's kind of move on. Let's move on.
Hey,
Okay.
shout out to my little nephew OC.
Oh, yeah.
He's their starting quarterback, and he's been playing real solid for him.
Let's go.
And then, like I said, you got Kia's little Chunchke. Can't think of his name. Come on, help me out. Kendrick. And then Braden Lawrence, man. I'm telling you what, them 2 boys on the defensive line for junior high football, it's a wall.
Well,
There ain't nobody getting through on those guys.
I know they got a couple games left, so we got to try to get there.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
let's
get to
there.
one.
Okay, so moving on, we're just gonna talk about Pee Wee football real fast. Like I saw Duran at the Boys and Girls Club yesterday, and I told him last week we had him on, and I guess the feeders were muffled and stuff. So we're gonna get Duran and a couple more coaches from the Pee Wee football up here in a couple weeks, just kind of give us an update on the season and whatnot, and then kind of give them an opportunity to have another interview because of the feed that day. So anyway.
Yeah, 3rd and 4th grade right now, sitting at 1-1. Went down to Cedar Bluffs their first game, won that one pretty handily. Wisner comes into town, and you know Wisner got the job done up here in Winnebago. And shout out to those guys. From what I've seen from the little videos of the Pee Wee guys, Wisner just had a different game plan that I've really never seen in the 3rd and 4th grade. And you know, a lot of kids you'll teach to attack and go forward, right? They're linebackers and cornerbacks and things like that. And hopefully your front 4 can do some damage, pressure your quarterback, one of them make the tackle. But what I seen in the videos was that Wisner, they had their guys 5 to 7 yards back, and they just all stood still and kind of moved towards the ball. And it wasn't until the ball pretty much passed the line of scrimmage, and then boom, they're all coming at the ball. So I think that's what made a big difference, and maybe that strategy for them, hey, it was a great game plan. You know what I mean? Worked well for them. So like I said, 3rd and 4th grade, 1-1. And then the older boys, though, I heard it was a great game.
I heard it was a great game too.
And we were down by 3 touchdowns, and then we ramble off 24 in a row.
Yeah.
And then they end up winning by 2.
Yeah.
You know, like in this next game, come out and watch this next game on Sunday. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but come out and watch this 3rd and 4th grade team, because it's the 2 undefeateds left in the division.
5th, 6th grade.
Yeah, this is the 5th and 6th grade. These are the last 2 undefeateds left in that division. So this is almost maybe a preview of the championship game, or they have to win this one to have a little wiggle room, you know, to be able to lose one. No pressure on them, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, this team really shines.
Do you know if it's a home game?
I don't. Like I said, I don't have that
Beth,
schedule in
can you
front of me.
put the Boys and
We'll
Girls
see if we
Club
can find it, yeah.
So that's exciting. That's exciting to hear. Like 2 undefeateds going at each other, man. We talk about boxing all the time. We talk about this and that and whatever. You know, so 2 undefeateds going up, and then what is it? Mid-season right now, like
just about, yeah. Because I think they only play about 5 games. So this 3rd game is about halfway through, and it's coming up quick. Hey, shout out to Project Launch and the Boys and Girls Club. They had a little tailgating activity this past Sunday. We weren't in town, like I said. We were up there with the Edward Rapid doing the LNI event with the high school boys, but. Shout out to that crew and what they got going on. Let's see here. She's got it in front of it, and that's gonna be Winnebago versus Wakefield. And
both teams at Wakefield.
Yeah, and they're both gonna be at Wakefield. I'm gonna tell you this, man. That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
Wakefield's always been one of the more solid teams in this little Pee Wee league. I've been to a Wakefield game. We played championships. We just want to make sure it's fair. I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
Yeah, let's go. We'll bring our own refs. Hey, bro, let's go, and let's bring our ref shirts, and we'll be over standing on the sideline. Let's go say, hey, we'll hold the what do you call this, Marcus?
Oh yeah,
We'll hold the chain gang.
field chain gang.
Oh, but anyway, man. So anyway, y'all show up show up. They're playing in
Yeah, it's
Wakefield.
gonna be a good one.
That's this coming Sunday. All right, so we talked about Pee Wee. We talked about the golf. So, and then we're almost at the end of the show. But one more football game that happened that we all watched, bro, is the Huskers, Northern Illinois.
Woo woo, go Big Red.
Whoa, Big Red. We finally got a dub. Let's go. How'd you like that game?
It was exciting. I think that quarterback that they had in place, they're trying to say Sims had an injury or whatnot. That's the kind of quarterback Nebraska wants to see.
Exactly what I said.
Laying his shoulder into people. He wasn't trying to slide, Got a little worried, obviously. They might get hurt or something like that, but he's a Nebraska kid. Straight from Kearney, dude.
Yeah, straight from Kearney.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of kid you want. Somebody with passion, somebody that wants to play. He's not there thinking, I just need to play good so I get NFL or whatever. No, he wants to win for Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was the difference,
that's
man.
That's what me and Keeman were saying. We're like, man, he's from Kearney.
Yep.
And you know what? He's got the start notch. He's just saying to himself, "It's my time."
Yep.
This is what I've been waiting for,
Can't
man.
let that go, man.
So why
One
not?
shot.
Why not? Yeah, one shot. Why not go all out? Let's
Did you
go,
see
man.
Ethan Piper's block? It kind of hit a trend.
Oh, yeah,
it was a
yeah.
pancake block. It was wide open. And remember, I was talking about that the other week. Did you know Ethan Piper actually played here in Winnebago?
Who did he play for?
Norfolk Catholic.
Oh yeah.
I have a picture of him, my nephew Ed, and my kids have pictures with him and stuff. But that's when he was a senior. I think he's a junior now. That's how long ago it was. Yeah, because Ed was a senior that year. And then, so junior year, them boys went and played over in Norfolk Catholic. Then we played Ethan Piper. But then his senior year, everybody knew he was going to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Everybody knew he was highly recruited. And I believe he's just starting left guard. Somebody help me out with that. I'm pretty sure he's just starting left guard. But he's the guy who pulls a lot too.
Yeah, I saw the video you're saying. Cause it kind of went on a trend real fast, man. Yeah, social media can really, man, hype some stuff up, can't they?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, so anyway, so congratulations to the Huskers and thank you very much, man. Thank you for doing that because now we don't have to be cussing you guys up.
You don't be crabby no more.
I know, don't have to be crabby all week, man. And,
Buff can wear red again.
yeah, he'll put his flags back on his truck. Yeah, so hey man, that brings us to the end of the show, bro. Hey man, I want to say first and foremost, bro, I just want to say thank you for being a good, I guess a good chaperone with me up there in South Dakota with the boys. You guys got some really respectful boys, man. I really loved hanging out with them. Got to learn about them in a whole new way,
No.
And they're nothing but respectful to me. So say thank you to you and OC and Chris too. You guys got some respectful boys. So it was enjoyable, and I know it's going to be something that they remember for a long time down the road. I told Rakeem, your goal now is to win that LNI.
Yeah, well,
your goal
next
is
year,
to win that LNI.
To shoot like that as a freshman,
go.
dude, I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Like, my kids walked in, and Hana's the only one that's really got that 4-year experience of golf because he was a freshman when the team really got started. And where he's at now, the lumps he had to get through. And I'm gonna tell you this right now: that first meet my kids went to, he don't even want me to tell you his numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because they were tough. All three of them, they were tough. So for him to come out and have that kind of success, to me, I just look at it like it's nothing but promise for the future.
Yeah.
Because, diving into this kind of sport, how much attention it demands out of you to be. If you want to be good, it's going to demand a lot of your attention. And if you can balance that with school and balance that with goals and what you want to do, like it's nothing but good things.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely saw that twinkle in that eye too, and Zane too.
Yeah.
Saw the twinkle in his eye too. So
Super impressed with Zane. Zane's the only one to get a birdie on our team.
yeah, man.
He was the only one that got the birdie.
That little guy that was golfing with him, he's like, "Hey, man, he's the only one that got a birdie."
Yeah, he was so excited for him. Yeah. And Zane was like, "Yeah, I got a birdie." Like it was nothing, no nonchalant. Like, yeah, it was a birdie. It was good, like.
Hey, bro. So it brings us to the last part of our show, man. When we pick an athlete of the week, and during our show, man, I was thinking about a couple different people that I was gonna give athlete of the week to, but I mentioned him, and now his name stuck in my head. So today, I'm gonna give my athlete of the week, drum roll, to Caden Brownrigg.
Very cool.
Caden Brownrigg. And not just because he got the 2 interceptions and one of them was a pick 6 up there, but the story behind all that, man.
Come back.
Story behind it. So, hey, Caden, if you're listening, if not, somebody who knows Caden that's listening, get a hold of him. Tell him he won the athlete of the week from Coach Q.
You know what we missed on, folks, and you know what, we apologize. We had to get back at it. We didn't talk about junior high girls volleyball. We didn't get into that one next week.
No, let's just cover real quick.
What do we got? They've been winning?
They played They just played yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I got you. Got Tisha's.
Next week, guys. Okay, I promise you. Next week,
Yeah, we'll get into that one next
we're gonna
week.
cover junior high volleyball.
Yeah.
For the past couple weeks, and give you guys maybe even somebody from the volleyball team up here.
I think Buff's at all them games. He'll help out a lot if he gets back. So.
So sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll get after him.
We got
Yeah.
you guys, okay?
All right. So then my athlete of the week, and I just got done talking about him, but to me it's gonna be Rakeem Free Bass. You know what I mean?
Let's
Like for me, like I said, we've been around this golf game a little while now, and just the way he played, just super impressed with his poise and his attitude towards the game. You know, he was never down on himself. He was always kind of upbeat in what he was doing going forward, and walking out. What'd you get? Oh, I got par on that one, and then like to start that back nine, and pull 4 pars out of the 5 holes. I mean, that's solid golf. And really, like I said, it's just a big bright spot for the future of golf for Winnebago. And, my kids have always had to golf by themselves.
Yeah.
And so to see a team show up and want to be part of that and want to jump in with that, like to me, it's just heartwarming because my kids ain't got to do it by themselves no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
can
agree.
actually go and play with the team now, man. I'm excited, dude. I'm
Well,
super excited.
Well, man, bro, just from me as a dad, I'll say thank you to you for selecting him. But as a coach, I say I agree with you because I was kind of feeling the same way, and I don't like picking my own kids for that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Buff does that all the time.
I know.
Picks
I mean, I
kids,
could have picked Hana, who was their
grandkids.
anchor, shot the 90.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could have gave it to Hana. He came out and played really well for us, and like I said, through 8 holes, he was leading the tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And however it went down, But at the same time, like the team, I wish I could give the whole team, but they got their award, they did their thing. But like I said, just super impressed with Kimmy there, man.
Let's go, man. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Rakeem Free Bass and also Caden Brownrigg winning the Athletes of the Week. And that does it for our show, episode 41. We'll see you next week at the same time, live at 5. You're listening to 100.9 FM KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. This is the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. This is Coach Q and Coach Eug saying we out of here.
Good night.
Good night.